Hello, hello, I'm the official name raider. My job is to look through the first page of Google, review the nicknames provided by the internet, and then give my recommendations at the end. Today we're going to be looking at Shellder and Cloyster. And because my happiness is not allowed in this world, we have to start off with this guy. Crushel, no. Shellster, no. I'm pretty sure that's actually a Pokemon Stadium one, but that's still not one I would really use. 99% sure it is. Bombshell? That, I think, would actually work a little bit better for Jinx. Because, like, Blonde Bombshell, I think if you wanted to do that, or maybe something that knows it. Well, I guess Cloyster does know Explosion. Okay, that gets a small pass, but I like the idea of Jinx a little bit better. Pearl, Black Pearl, Shy Shell, no. Shelly, Sheldon, no, always no. Those will never be good, ever. And then these, like, this alludes to something that I have seen that I'm like half and half to, but this is just kind of like on the you took something that's halfway decent and made it worse side, so I don't really care for these, but Bombshell I kind of like, but maybe for Jinx. Okay, so, I was actually going to forgive this until I saw the number 2016. If you're still talking about Blue Waffle and it is not the year 2007, shut up. We don't need to keep battering old jokes. Do you know why I get so angry? Because I hate when people constantly beat dead horses. I don't really care for Magic Conch, but I'm just gonna acknowledge it in case somebody out there does care for it. I don't think it's good, it's just bleh. If you're gonna name something Frostbite, maybe giving it Ice Fang would be a good start. And I'm trying to think, because I don't really think there is any sort of ice-type Pokemon that's, like, super well known for biting. So I don't know if there's a better idea for Frostbite, but in general I think Frostbite works as a generic ice-type nickname you could throw onto anybody. But if you can find someone that fits these qualifications that I set up, that'll be perfect for him. Forgive me if you've heard this one before, because I have too, many times, and I'm going to acknowledge it because I don't expect everyone to pay attention to all the episodes. Sometimes people are just going to click on the one they want and that's it. So Neptune, it works for generic water type. It's there. There's not too much to say about it. It exists. I do like Claptrap, but I like Claptrap better on a different Pokemon, and I think it fits other Pokemon way better than Cloyster, but I did want to acknowledge that I at least like Claptrap, and it mildly fits because of the clamping, but then that makes it Clamp Tramp, and I don't know so much if that one sounds good. Slurpee is one that I actually forgot to mention for the Alolan Grimer and Muck thing, because I remember seeing things like Slurpee 7-Eleven and stuff like that, but Slurpee also sort of works, but I mean, like, I think it fits Shellder because the whole tongue thing, but, once it evolves into Cloyster, that becomes a little bit less relevant, but out of this list and everything he said so far, it's the one I hate the least. Okay, so, I was thinking about this, and I don't know, it's a back and forth of, like, is it really good or is it not, because jam out with your clam out, it's sexual, but I just think in a weird way that clam jam actually doesn't sound terrible, so and I could also see maybe someone might find that appealing, so I'm just throwing that out there and that's it, but overall I'm very undecided how much I like it. Okay, we've reached the bottom, and this big best nicknames ever didn't have a single mention of Cloyster at all. Like, I sat through and I was like, is this even relevant? And the answer's no. And, yeah, I'm kind of surprised we didn't find the one I have written down. I guess I must have seen it elsewhere. So, before we go on, check the spreadsheet. Yeah, there's, nothing that stands out to me. So, the one, I guess I either found it somewhere else or I came up with it myself. Like, the Black Pearl thing, I don't hate. But the one that I saw or thought up or whatever that I thought was better is Barbossa, who is the captain of the Black Pearl. And I think that one is kind of decent, but I still think there's got to be something else way better out there. So it's like, I like that as an alternative to Black Pearl because it's much less on the nose. So that's the one that I'm like, okay, this is the best I've seen thus far. I've also noticed Bombshell was in there like 3-4 times. I skimmed past it, so apparently a lot of people like that name and find it super common. Or yeah, so that's fine. But other words, there really wasn't much, and I wasn't expecting there to be much because I knew Barbosa was the only thing that I even had like a slight idea for. So provide your suggestions in the comments, even generic ones that could apply to any water types right now would probably be a better idea than the basically nothing we found. So keep the discussion going.